Hi everyone, I was tagged by that lady not only with the packaging pet peeves tag, which I had uploaded a few weeks ago, and I will link that down below, but she also tagged me with the Panning Pro tag, which was created by FortWorthFamous, and I'm going to link both their channels in the info box down below. So let me not go too far into the whole tag and here and there and what it's all about. The Panning Pro tag is obviously to unite the panning community and to have all different kinds of panners kind of give us their ideas on what they like about project panning at the community, what they like panning, what they don't like panning, what they do like about the panning process itself, and all those things. So I'm going to just start with the first question, and I'm going to read it off my screen right in front of me. So the first question is, how did you learn about project panning? What was your first impression? So actually I first learned about project panning quite a few years ago, and back then it was actually not really a panning community that was focusing mostly on panning, but it was also, or actually it was it was a tag that was done by bigger YouTubers for the most part, and most likely also some smaller YouTubers, but I saw it only for the bigger ones, where they just tagged each other to do a project pan, and the idea was to hit pan on products or use them up if there was no pan for that product. And often enough they would do this together with a no-buy, which nowadays I think is not that common anymore. It was more a project pan these days without focusing and forcing yourself on a no-buy as well. But back in the day that was how it was done. And I actually quite liked the idea even back then, because I thought, well, those bigger YouTubers have ginormous collections, and if they don't use up stuff and if they don't hit pan, they will most likely just have a bunch of expired or almost expired products at home, and they might go bad before they get any love or too much, at least enough love for the products, because for the most part those were the more expensive products. So I like the idea of the whole project pan as a tag, but for me, back in the day I didn't really have a big makeup collection. I was watching the YouTube videos because I wanted to know how to apply makeup. So I was watching the project pan tag videos because they were fun, and it was interesting to see how they were progressing through their items and how they were doing with the no-buy or low-buy. Although back then they didn't even call it low-buy, they called it no-buy, and then they just say, well, I feel I bought something. At least that was my impression. But well, I started growing my own collection in like 2011, 2012. I bought a bit in 2010, but back then it was not big enough to really call it a collection. But so yeah, for me that was really the start, when I was like, okay, I have a lot of stuff. I don't know what to do with it, and I knew that eventually it might just go bad, but I didn't care too much about it because I thought, well, I like the products I have, so, or at least for the most part, so I'm just gonna see what I can do. And I did not think about doing a project pan myself, because for me it was pretty much on the back burner, because then I didn't see too many project pan videos anymore, be it a tag video or even as part of the panning community. I didn't find the panning community actually until 2000 and late 2013, 2004. No. When did I find the panning community? I think it must have been like a year and a half now, a bit longer probably. So I actually found out about the panning community when a German YouTuber, who sadly no longer makes any videos, mentioned that she was going to do a project pan again, and she mentioned that she got the inspiration by Cherish, or Pretty Pistol 86, because she was watching her videos a lot, and she had linked her down below, and I just got hooked from there. So that was when I really started getting into the whole panning community, but I had heard about Project Pan long before. So the next question is, what is the hardest thing you've panned, and what is the easiest? For me, the hardest things to pan are definitely nail polishes and darker lipsticks, or lip products in general. For the most part, nail polishes, I have the issue, and I've mentioned that before, that frequently my nails just do not like having nail polish applied to them and taken off on a regular basis. So they start peeling and they start breaking, and they just don't really handle it too well, which is why I'm going nude at the moment, so I don't have any nail polish on, even though I should, because I am once again trying to pan a nail polish. But yeah, that is a problem. And then with darker nail lipsticks and lip products in general that are darker, my problem is that at the moment I just don't go out. I don't have the time to do it. I don't have the opportunity. I wouldn't even know where to go, honestly. So I don't really have a nighttime makeup that I would use and that I would wear. I have a daytime look, and this lip right now is the darkest I would go for during the day. So that really makes it hard to use up darker lip products, which I admit is quite sad because I have a few darker lipsticks and lip products in my collection and they are just going bad, or I use them. In the case of lip glosses, for example, I use them in the evening just to moisturize my lips a little bit. Now, for the easiest, however, that is a bit more difficult for me because easy products for me are actually eyeliners, eyeshadows, and powder products in general, really. I don't know if it has to do with the fact that I use those products on a regular basis. I use them 5 to 6 days a week, and I enjoy doing that. I just like what I'm using, and for me, eyeliners and eyeshadow and powder products in general are products I just can use up fairly quickly, and I know that. The next question, number 3, is have you attempted a pan that palette? Why or why not? So yes, I have attempted a pan that palette and I was quite successful. I did that last year with 2 smaller palettes actually, and the palettes were actually, the first one I did was a Catrice palette which contained 6 eyeshadows and 2 blushes. It was part of a limited edition and the colors were fairly neutral. They were go-to shades, everyday colors that I could just use. And for me, using that one up was because I wanted to see if I could do it. I saw people pan the Naked palette, pan the Lorac Pro palette. The Lorac Pro. So I just wanted to see if I could do it. And I finished up the Catrice palette fairly quickly, I would say. But I just wanted to see if I could do it again, and I ended up choosing the NYX palette. It was a 9-pan palette with smaller pans, and the palette itself was about the size of the palm of my hand, maybe a bit smaller even. And that also went quite well, although I have to say I just wanted to use up the palette because my original idea for getting that palette was to have something I could travel with. But for one, I do not travel often enough, and the palette just did not have a light shade that I could use as an inner corner highlight, as a brow bone highlight, to blend out stuff. It would always be a more smoky look, and I did like that to a certain degree, of course, because I love my smoky looks, but it just wasn't something I would travel with, so I'm quite happy that it is now gone. So there's that. So yes, I did a project pan, and I just did it because I wanted to see if I could do it and because I wanted to use up products that maybe just did not do what I had hoped they would do. Question number 4 is, has panning affected your makeup buying habits? If so, how? It absolutely has affected my buying habits. I used to buy pretty much everything I liked and I thought might be fun to use and try out, and because I like the color, because I like the texture, because I like the brand, because I wanted to try out the brand. I had all kinds of different reasons that were probably not all that good. But nowadays with panning, I actually buy much more consciously. I just remember what I have at home and I know how long it takes for me to use products. That is also why I don't have too many scruples buying powders or foundations, because I just know how fast I can use them up. So I'm like, okay, whatever. I'll be able to use them up within like 2 to 3 months, and it'll be okay for the most part. But all in all, I think now I just try to use up more products rather than buying new stuff, because it feels better, because it's fun to see how a product winds down and eventually is empty. It's just fun because I can see how product goes and moves out of my collection. So that really is something I enjoy, and I didn't expect it to be that much fun. But I think another aspect for the whole buying less could also be that I'm currently finishing up my degree, And that being said, it's actually just a time where I don't have as much time to work. I used to work like 20 hours a week, 15 to 20. I don't have that time at the moment. So I, of course, do not earn as much money. And that just took some effect on my buying habits as well, because I also just don't run out right away because I want the next best big thing. For example, right now it would be the Urban Decay palette, the Alice in Wonderland palette, for example. I think it's absolutely gorgeous, but thinking about the money I would spend on it and then looking at the colors makes me think, would I really use this? Would I use it enough to justify having all those different colors, especially when there are colors in there where I'm pretty sure I have duplicates or close dupes at least. So this most likely also plays into the whole thing. And another thing is, with panning I have actually learned what colors suit me. To give you an idea, actually nowadays I used to not really think too much about the products I was buying and using. If I liked a pink color, a bright pink shade, I would buy it and then I would wear it and not be too happy about it because pardon me. Because bright pink colors are frequently cool tone colors and cool tone colors don't suit me as well. Yeah, I just know better which colors suit me and which colors don't. So I just try to steer clear of those colors that just don't suit me. And that really has made a dent into my makeup buying as well. Question number 5 is, what do you plan to pan next? Honestly, I was thinking about this question for quite a while because I had filmed this and I'm refilming this video right now, but I still don't know. I still do not know what exactly I would like to pan next. I know that I'm definitely going to do a finish, I think it's finish 7 by fall, just because I can and because I enjoy it. But I wouldn't know yet what exactly I'm going to put in. Now the thing is, right now I am doing Project Use It Up 2016, which is a year-long project. I'm doing Finish 16 in 2016, another year-long project. I am doing a Finish 7 by Summer Solstice. I am doing a a Project 10 pan collab. I'm doing Finish 4 by the 4th of July. So that is 5 project pans in and of itself at the moment. And I think if I just work on these products, I'm too focused on them as it is anyway, so that I don't see too many products I want to use up next. I don't have that, I don't know, I just don't look that far into the future. For me, I am working on Project Use It Up, which I have 35 products left out of, I think, 97 at the beginning. And I did declutter a few. I did put some more products in exchange for the decluttered products. I also used up quite some. So that did make an effect. But also I know that I want to use up 35 more products in the upcoming year, which is another 7 months, I believe. So that is a lot of products I want to use up, and I'm pretty sure I can do this if I focus on it. But at the same time, I want to actually say I am done with my non-cruelty free products by the end of the year, so that adds another bunch of products to the whole thing. And all this in combination, just, I don't know what I'm going to pick next. Most likely for the next Project pan or seasonal Project pan challenge, I will just look at my Project Use It Up list and pick something off there, and then I'll see if there are products on there, if I have enough. If I don't, I will look at my makeup basket and at my makeup that I have in general to just see if there's anything that I think I can make. But I don't plan out my project pans too much at the moment, just because I have so much going on, and I have 2 or even 3 bigger projects going at the moment with Project Use It Up, my rolling project pan, but also the Finish 16 in 2016, which is all lip products, which is, it is crazy. Let's just stick with that. And yeah, and using up all my non-cruelty free products on top of that. It's just a lot. Question number 6 is, where do you get your panning inspiration and motivation from? So actually for me it is watching panning videos because they just inspire me. Also checking out Instagram. Just seeing how other panners do is something that I absolutely love. It inspires me, it makes me happy because seeing somebody else progress with their products gives me another kick and a push to move on with my products and to not give up using them up. To continue doing it, because if they can do it, I am fairly certain I can do it. But what also motivates me is just seeing pan in my own products and see the pan get bigger, or seeing the progress lines go down and come closer and closer to where I want it to be, which is being empty. So that is something that just really motivates me, seeing products being used up, seeing products where people hit pan on it. And that is something I absolutely love. Question number 7 is, what is your favorite thing about the panning community? And honestly, it's the entire community. Just the way how everybody is very enthusiastic about panning, about doing project pans, about just being together, talking to each other, and having fun while panning products. For the most part, at least, unless it's like a product that just is either very dreadful or you don't like it, or it is a product that just does not budge. But it's of course also the welcoming nature and the advice you get. It is just wonderful how if I don't have a clue, maybe somebody else will have a clue about what to do and how to use up a product quicker. So for me, it is just the entire community itself, and that includes not only the people who pan on YouTube, but also the people who pan on Instagram, and the people who just love to watch it and don't have any outlet of their own to talk about it. That being said, if you're watching this video and if you do some kind of project pan, be it on YouTube or any other outlet, please let me know. I would love to see what you're doing and how you're going with your products. So yeah, that is something that just really, I love that. Question number 8 is, if you're currently project panning, what one item is giving you the most trouble? Actually, I have 2 items because that's just me. I never can figure out only one item. For one, it is this nail polish. I'm supposed to be done with this nail polish in about a month. And this line up here is where I'm at. So you can see it's not very feasible for me to use it up. So my issue is actually that it's a nail polish. I just can't apply it over and over and over again because I need to give my nails a break. But it is also that with this color I am somewhat limited with what I wear, and so yeah, it's a bit of a pain. But the other thing that is a problem for me right now is actually lip products, because I have so many products I'm trying to pan at the same time. I'm doing the 16 in 2016, which I still have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 products left. So I'm not doing too well at the moment. But I still believe I can do this, so we'll just stick with that. But I also, in my rolling project pan roulette, for example, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lip products. So it just takes a while, and if you are working on many lip products at the same time, you just don't see an end. And that is something that does bother me a bit, and that is giving me issues. So question number 9, we're almost done, no worries. Question number 9 is, how long do you plan to project pan, and do you see yourself stopping at any point? Actually, I don't have a clue if there's really an end point for me. I do notice that it does get tougher as I go along, because at the beginning I had products that were close to being done, where I had hit pan already, or where I had significant dips at least. And that does make a difference, because then you do know that there's an end in sight. You know that it won't take 50 weeks to use up a product. And also it is easier to pick products if you have some dips going, because you will see more progress sooner. So as I'm going along panning almost new products, I just know it takes longer, and it makes it more difficult to put them into seasonal project pans, because they only last for like 3 months, which is a problem, obviously. So yeah, there's that. So all in all, I think I don't see myself stopping at any point soon, but for me, it's as long as I can find products that I think I can use up within a manageable time frame, I will continue doing project pans. If I end up at a point where I don't see that happening anytime soon, I might step back for a bit and just play around with makeup, or even if I get bored, honestly, but I don't see that happening. I just love panning. I love seeing the progress. But if I don't have any products where I know I can use them up at a decent time frame, I will just continue doing them until then. Now, the last question is, would you recommend panning to others, and how would you explain it? So I would absolutely recommend it, of course, because I enjoy panning. But for me, this is more of an online thing than a real life thing, because in real life, I just don't have as many friends who really have a bigger collection. My friends really, for the most part, have smaller collections with products that they enjoy a lot and that they use on a regular basis. So there's nothing that they would really be able to use up, because it is, if they use it up, half their collection or their entire collection might be gone. You know, so that makes it difficult. But I would recommend this actually to anybody who has a bigger collection, not necessarily as big as mine, but just bigger with more than what you definitely would need on a regular basis. Like if you have one foundation, one concealer, one powder, one blush, and that's it, then you probably don't need to pan. You may want to, because you want to use it up, but you don't need to. It's just a thing that I enjoy doing, because I know that if I don't pan, my products will actually just possibly go bad, and yeah, I don't think that's a good thing. So I want to do panning as long as I can with the products that I have. But all in all, yes, I do recommend it for sure. And how would I explain project panning? I think I would explain project panning as a wonderful idea to actually use up products before they go bad, or hitting pan on powder products because you want to see progress, because you are a little bit bored with something, or because you just feel like wanting to see pan. So another thing for project pan is also to just see what products you really like, because when you focus on a product and don't switch back and forth all the time, you get a better idea of what works for you and what doesn't. And that way it can help you with your buying habits, because you might not be buying products all the time and then end up discovering that they don't work for you on a regular basis. It is a good idea also if you want to get your money's worth out of products, because if you use up a product, you definitely got your money's worth out of it. Unlike if you use a product maybe a handful of times and then you realize that it has gone bad and you can't use it up anymore. So another reason, of course, would also be to just use up products that were purchased but don't work too well, if that is what you want to do, if you don't have anybody you can pass products on to. If you just use up the products, because that way you can move them out of your collection and they will be done and it will not just end up in the trash, you know. So yeah, that is how I would explain it, just giving the benefits of doing project pans. And well, yeah, I think that was it for my video. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to answer the questions yourself, I'm going to list them all in the info box down below. I would love to see all of you do that if you haven't done the tag yet. I know that most of you have already done the project, the Panning Pro tag, because it has been around for like quite a bit already. So I'm just gonna say, if you want to do this, please do it and let me know in the info box. If you don't have a channel on YouTube but you want to do the Panning Pro tag, leave comments down below. I would love to read them. I love to read them all. So please do that. If you have any additional comments to my the questions and my answers, please leave them in the comments as well, of course. And if you like project panning, then please hit that subscribe button, because I don't think I will be ending the panning experience for me on my channel anytime soon. So that being said, I hope you will have a wonderful week, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye!